Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome back to the Pavilions, where the Manchester Giants lead the Plymouth City Patriots 36 points to 32. Turnovers been a big issue. The rebounding looks even, but the key has been Plymouth's offensive rebounding.
It has, and it has created opportunities for them to put points on the board. But what has been their Achilles heel is the shooting from beyond the perimeter. 2 for 16, Dan. It's high volumes, and they're not converting.
Well, that is something that I'm sure Paul James will be talking about halftime to improve. Manchester will feel they've turned the ball over a little bit. They could have looked after the ball better, but they're still ahead.
I think when both teams look at the game tape of this, they'll both be cursing themselves on turnovers like this. It's just lack of focus and, odd turnovers to a point where we're sitting here thinking, why on earth has he done that? But to be fair, both teams have went through the trials and tribulations of looking after the basketball. You see Wiley there attacking the ball, and that's what they need to have done more at. They've got players in their team, athletic guards like Atwood, Wiley, Faulkner, who can do plays like this, yet they're so reliant on the three-point shot.
Well, that's the thing, is they built that lead early on by getting to the rim, and then they seem to go away from it and shoot. Obviously, they had Joe Hart come into the game, knock down the corner 3, but aside from that, there have been some three-point shots that weren't that great.
Everyone wants to shoot threes these days, Dan.
Yeah,
I just don't
true.
get it, because plays like that win you basketball games. And Plymouth City Patriots have to figure out a way to get higher percentage shots in and around the rim, and this is, again, I say inexcusable, but McNeil's been active. You see him here come up with the ball again.
Well, you would think they would have seen your footage of the three-point shot you made here at the Pavilions and gone, we just never do that again, mate. But from Manchester's point of view, again, there's been some sloppy bits, but there's been some good bits in there as well. And Robertin, again, came off the bench, was lively. Another one of the players that you picked up at the beginning, Jamel Anderson, has had a Jamel Anderson game.
Yeah, and look, it's early in the season, but these are two teams that I've predicted that are going to be battling for top 8 spaces, which means this game is even more so important, especially at the start of the season. But damn, the continuum on these two teams, the bad looks really bad, but when they look good, they look really good, and you think, okay, this team is firing on all cylinders. So yeah, there's a lot of things here that both teams are going to have to tighten up.
Well, that'll be the topic of conversations in the changing rooms, no doubt about it, because the team that tidies them up the quickest will be the one that gets on top here in the second half. Well, some good action here so far tonight, but let's have a look back at last night's game. Bristol were in London.
Deep range 3 there, and that is nothing but net. Hitting the rafters of the copper box. Morgan says, enough of this outside stuff. I'll drive and 1. Nice drive up and under, and the English. My. Katie
like
Johnson
that.
with a beauty. Sharma. Good matchup here. Oh, and he gets the better of Green, who wanted the foul. Referees don't see it that way, and back come the Lions, trailing by 1. The kick out. Morgan's there. Count it.
Fantastic find in the corner.
Beautiful work around the horn. Find the wide open man, and that's how you do it. You do not want to have a turnover and then let the Lions come back and get a final shot. So they race up and quickly to the rim, and that is a nice answer. Lions will now work it around the perimeter. Nelson, cross-court pass. Morgan wide open again, and gets it to fall +1. Solowati thought about the 3. He'll drive, kick it down on the side, and that ball is knocked away. Morgan left open for a 3. Step back, drains it.
Yep, and his bench love it, and they stand up and put the 3 points up.
Shot clock at 11, game clock at 15. Drive down the lane and 1, and that's exactly what the Flyers did not want to have happen. Deep range three. Connects. How about this? We are down to a 10-point game. On the drive, looked like he might have stepped out of bounds, and somehow, up and under, does Tevin Olesen get that one to drop. Nice give and go, and the throwdown. That is perfectly executed. 98-84, so it'll end up being a 14-point win for the London Lions.
This is the humble abode, but this is, you know, where I'm putting my stuff outside of basketball. For me, it took like a day of editing, and no one knew that like I had to do all these keyframes and like put everything together. So things that you never know, you know, come down the court playing defense or whatever. You're not thinking, oh, like he just spent a couple hours before the game putting together a video. So I took a year off last year to coach. That experience kind of taught me so much that like I've tried to come back now and kind of see the game a bit differently. Being a captain means so much to me. Because I was coaching last year, it's the perfect way to kind of bridge the gap between Coach Andreas and the team. You know, as a player, you think, oh, why is he getting on me? Or why has he done this? Or why has he done that? And like, for me to be able to be like, hey, this is why he did it, and then actually understand and kind of decipher some of the messaging, I think will be huge for us. In my 20 years of basketball, I've never been the captain. So I think it's important for me to kind of take my perception of what I feel like a leader should be. So this year, I wanted to know as much as I can about like, you know, the background stuff.
Since Raf's been named captain of Bristol Flyers, he's wanting to learn like a lot more about what goes on behind the scenes at the club. So today he's come down here to the office at Bristol Sport to learn more about the staff, meet some of the team, and learn more what goes on behind the scenes at Bristol Flyers.
Jeff. Yeah, let me see the drill.
Snack, yeah. What do you want? Healthy gains, you know?
You need healthier stuff than this, man. When you're playing, you just think about me. And then when you take like a holistic view, you realize that you're just one piece. And then outside of the team, there's like coach. And outside of the coach, there's like managers, volunteers. Outside of that, is like marketing team and like media team and, you know, ticketing team. Like all of this stuff is all so important. And then outside of that is like fans. So like this year, I've tried to help everybody, like try and reach out to everybody because I understand how important they are to the Flyers. As I get older, because of basketball and because you present yourself the right way and you used it, you're able to kind of take yourself into the next part of life. So, I don't know, without basketball, I don't know where I'll be, but like I'm thankful for it. Hey, what y'all do? What do you do?
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. There must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Your step high is achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. My plan was gonna stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coach.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win.
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Pavilions. Tight game in action here. We're at the half, and Manchester with a 4-point lead. They're at the half in Newcastle as well, and the Eagles have a 4-point advantage. 17 points from Jordan Johnson without missing a shot in the first half has the Eagles on top in that one. Obviously, London winning last night against Bristol, and a double header for me and you tomorrow night. And what are you looking forward to in this weekend's fixtures?
Both of them, all of the above, Dan. It's still so early in the season. A lot of the fixtures haven't really got, meaning in terms of who's stronger and weaker. Bringing on Saturday British basketball.
Well, Bristol-Leicester was quite a rivalry last year. Let's see what they look like this time around. But Coach Simeone and his Manchester Giants looking for their first win, and it's not easy to come all the way down here and beat this Plymouth team on their own court. But Plymouth will feel that if they can start the second half the way they started the first half, they'll have a good shot at this.
You think so, Dan, but the script of this game is out the window. You feel like one team has got control and they've got a foothold, and then all of a sudden they lose control. Just 8 second points. It's just 8 points in the second quarter there from Plymouth City Patriots, and we just saw the troubles that they had here. So I think Coach PJ has to figure out a way now to get his team attacking the rim, or at least some more higher percentage shot opportunities.
Pat the dog seemingly well behaved, although that's not necessarily a 40-minute state of mind for him. We're underway here in the third quarter. And it is the Patriots who get the ball on the possession arrow. And, a mid-range shot, again, contested. Not much opportunity for a second chance for Plymouth that time.
No, that's not what you want. First play of the third quarter when you're trying to string some consistent scores together.
Anderson gets his man in the air, takes it to the rim. Challenged at the rim, and two Giants getting each other's way, and it'll be a Plymouth ball.
Well, usually it's a good thing when you've got more of your own jerseys trying to crash the boards, but on that occasion, too congested in there, and I think too many of the hands of the same color jersey on the ball.
Yeah, Stampley and Lawton getting in each other's way. A nice drive along the baseline, a good pass, but even better hands from Anderson to knock it away from Jacob Wiley.
Well, both teams have done that. Their defenses have been pretty frigid at times, meaning they've contested and they've hand deflections. Not a lot has been easy besides the turnovers, resulting in offensive transitions.
Atwood trying to knock it down from mid-range. You'll get a second go going to the basket. That doesn't drop either. And Manchester able to come away with it. Harris is thrown a little behind him by Lawton. Bortier bouncing it to Anderson. Finds its way to Lawton. Shot clock down to 7. Turnover again by Manchester.
That offense was doomed from the start.
Atwood looking for room and almost spins it in off the window.
What such a athletic, acrobatic move.
Well, Anderson had the inside position and the ball just led him to the basket.
Smart play there, and that's his experience just shining through there. Runs down the floor, gets inside positioning, uses his body there to pin the defender. And it's a good pass because the pass leads him into that layup.
Faulkner calling for the screen. Skips it out to Taylor Johnson, and he knocks down the three. They struggled in the first half from behind the old Plymouth, but there's an early one in the second.
Taylor Johnson, we know he can score the basketball, 20 points a game in Division 1 last year. And this year he's had some 17-point games. And that's a big one.
Well, Anderson, it's not a great shot from him. Taylor Johnson driving to the basket, and it's one of them where he heard the whistle and he thought, oh, I should have just tossed it up there instead of passing it back to a teammate.
I like his aggressive nature, though. Sometimes you will coin him as a shooter because he likes to shoot the ball from outside, but he's really good at getting in these danger areas here, and especially when the defense isn't set up yet. He's excellent at identifying the defenders before they're turning their heads and setting up. He attacks them.
Oh, there was a warning for Plymouth in there as well. Here is Taylor Johnson again, going the opposite way to the screen, stumbling his way. This time he makes no mistake in getting the ball up in the air, and I think he will go to the line.
Oh, I think he's frustrated, though. He'd want that one back. He did the hard part. He did the hardest thing about getting the bump there and then staying on his feet. And the finish just lacking in accuracy there.
Bit of a nothing foul, really, from Stampley. Didn't really impact on the shot. Just sort of bumped him from behind. Taylor Johnson making the first of 2 free throws.
Well, so far so good. It's been a success story from him. Playing in Division 1 last year, MVP in the championship game. His team go undefeated. So a lot of success there and confidence transitioning into this Plymouth City Patriot team.
Anderson round the screen, and he will knock that one down wide open from 17 feet.
It's just as cool as you like, Jamal Anderson.
Here's Taylor Johnson again going hard to the hole, but this time the defense was up to it. Nice pass, and Anderson blows the layup. You don't see that very often.
Wow, you can see the frustration and disappointment in his own face there. He's so good at doing the right thing. The right thing was to run the floor there, beat the defense down, which he did, and he just didn't convert the easy layup.
Oh, you just never see that from a player of his caliber. Gold medalist, as you mentioned earlier, in the Commonwealth Games 3x3 basketball last year. Here's Taylor Johnson again, little shovel pass. That's a better offense from Plymouth.
Wiley's really good at cutting without the basketball. Excellent catch there from Johnson, who knew his teammate was cutting. Nice find.
Dusha and Anderson were wrapped up in each other, and it's the number 12 that's shown to the table. Well, boos from the home fans, but Elvisi had his hand up as soon as the whistle went. He knew he'd got hold of Anderson. Stanley with the offensive rebound. Lawton, a very long two, banks it in. It may be late on a Friday, but the bank is open.
Well, they'll take whatever they can. Both teams finding it difficult to score at patches in this game.
Well, it was a bit of one-on-one, but it was effective there from Wiley.
Yeah, I like Wiley's game. Strong, athletic player. That's a tough shot.
Well, he's got beat on the first step there by Anderson, who can't finish and can't get a call either. Here's Elvisi Dusha. Nice pass. Wiley gets him up in the air, but doesn't finish.
Unfortunate if Wiley was able to stay on his feet, he would have been able to get another offensive rebound and put it back, but he wasn't, and contested there was enough to put him off.
Plymouth's defense all over the place there, left a wide open shooter. There's a foul on the rebound. It's either Dusha or Johnson.
Yeah, you see the bigger, stronger Lawton sandwiched in between Johnson and LVC Dusha. There's only one winner in that one, and it was Lawton.
Taylor Johnson called for his second personal foul. Defense the cry from the Pavilion's faithful as their team trail by 1, approaching the midpoint of the third quarter. Well, I think there Atwood did get a lot of the ball with one hand. I think the other hand, he had hold of Anderson's arm. Let's see if we can see on the replay. It's tough to tell from that angle, but it was a big swipe down.
Excellent baseline spin there from Jamal Anderson, and that's the, I think, mental maturity for Anderson as well. He's missed a layup and he's went to the rim and he hasn't held his head. He stayed aggressive, and this time he's made the referee blow the whistle. He's a player as well that, you know, I just cannot speak highly enough. It's just his progression, is his evolution. 33 years old now, and every single season he's added to his game. Gets better and better every single year.
Started out at the Essex Pirates and then made his name really at the Leicester Riders. Played for Cheshire as well as Manchester.
Well, we won our first piece of silverware together 2013, and he was a big part of that.
Was that was the game where he was borderline MVP but fouled out, wasn't it? Or he got in foul trouble.
Yeah, he had 15 points for us. Hit some big shots, made some big defensive plays.
Bit of a rough call, if I remember rightly. I think he was a bit unfortunate. Memory's a little hazy 11 years on, but
not bad, Rowledge, not bad.
Dusha. Shot clock being counted down by the home fans. And he finds the bottom of the net with Faulkner again in the corner.
Mason Faulkner. Well, he started this game hot. He had 8 first quarter points. He's been a bit slow for him since then, but that's a big 3. And does that ignite him now in this second half?
Certainly spinning. I don't think Robertson was expecting the pass there. He was going for the rebound. And Plymouth a chance to regain the lead. Faulkner again from the near side, and he goes back to back from the three-point line.
It's a big, confident-looking shot from Mason Faulkner. There was actually one more pass to be made there. LVC Dusha would have been open in the corner, but it didn't matter. Faulkner took it upon himself to knock down his second three-pointer this evening.
Well, the volume gone up a little bit, but that will turn it down once again as Stampley replies with 3 of his own.
When it rains, it pours. It's unbelievable, isn't it, how contagious making shots can be.
2 of 20 in the first half, and there's another one. Faulkner with 3 in a hurry.
Goodness me, 9 quick points for Faulkner. He doubles his tally now, 17 points.
Well, he had 8 at the half, and he's got 9 in the blink of an eye. Lewis trying to join in the three-point shooting contest. Harris now, I think everybody's got sucked into it, and the foul called on the rebound. Well, some tremendous shooting from Mason Faulkner has Plymouth 50-47 in front. We'll be right back after this break.
working, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Your step height is achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out of clock. My plan was gonna stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, what you learn? How many years been working for my you're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the culture. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they've never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Welcome back to the pavilions, where it suddenly turned into a three-point shooting contest. And this man, Mason Faulkner, at the front of it, making three in quick succession. Well, somebody at the top of the show picked out Faulkner and Anderson to talk about. 17 and 14 points. Who was that? Who came up with that bright idea, Ant?
Sometimes I get it right, Dan.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Even a stopped clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
Oh, here he is again. I thought it is going up this time. No. Just a little heat check there, but.
Well, Mason Faulkner is someone who's accustomed to scoring, played Division 1. He's a guy that could average 17 points a game, you know, and that's no easy feat in NCAA. So you have to add as well, he's got a twin sister called Madison, who you can't help. There's lots of hours there battling against your twin, trying to be number one in the family.
And lobbed in there by McNeil. DeAndre Johnson's pass is awry, but just stepped on the line there, McNeil.
Yeah, just not a lot on that pass, and Plymouth City Patriots get an opportunity here.
Here's Atwood, across to Dusha. Nice pass. Atwood to the rim, and he jams it home.
Excellent guard play. VC Dusha, you see how far away he dragged the defender, which gave Atwood so much more space inside. Nice dunk finish.
Lewis. McNeil for three. Knocks it down, ties the game at 52.
Goodness me, it's a play from McNeil. He's had a strong game as well. 7 points personal for him.
Taylor Johnson trying to reply. But unable to come up with the rebound. Here's McNeil looking to add to his tally, getting in to the traffic and drawing the foul. He'll shoot two.
It all goes back to the defense. Bad transition there. You want to get back a little bit quicker in turn. DeAndre Johnson, a lot longer, more athletic. He doesn't need to foul there.
He probably needs to get there a step quicker, though.
Agreed.
Get his body in front.
Agreed. But credit to McNeil. Again, forcing the defense to make errors.
Well, Joe Hart back into the game, having made an instant impact in the first half, as he makes his return from a year out of the game with that knee injury. Well, the home fans winning that battle, making the noise to put McNeil off.
It's another area where Manchester Giants have not converted. 8 for 14 now from the free throw line.
That one wiped its feet in. You see Plymouth at the other end haven't really got to the rim. So many three-point shots don't help that, but they've been perfect when they've got there to the free throw line. Oh my goodness! Johnson taking it right upstairs. It comes out to Dangakoto for three.
Wow, that would have been something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have.
Glided from that baseline.
Dusha knocking that one out of bounds for a Manchester ball. Sort of came out of nowhere as well, didn't it, from DeAndre Johnson? Didn't quite look like there was the space for somebody to go up and over, but his athleticism. Here's Lewis off the mark. Oh, will that count? Yes, it will. You could see that Hart didn't really fancy that matchup. Stampley's got a little bit of size and maybe bulk on him, and he was using that to good effect. So he tried to slap down for a foul and didn't quite get there in time or strong enough to put off the shot.
Stampley's had a good game. 7 points, 7 rebounds for him. He's kind of an undersized forward, but likes to play physical.
Oh, just kept in play there by Noble. Andre Johnson kicks out to Dusha. Dusha has it deflected away. Numbers here for Manchester. Well, Lewis will think about the three, turns it down, and they still get to the rim. Even though they didn't take it to the rim, they were still able to get a relatively easy score.
Wow, Nick Lewis again almost gets another interception. I like the spacing, though, from Giants. As you say, they had a couple options there, and Stampley makes the right choice and finding a lane all the way to the rim.
It's a dangerous gig being a photographer courtside. Got a close-up picture of Nick Lewis jumping at you there.
They know what they're signing up for, Dan.
Yeah, it's true. They signed the waiver beforehand too, hopefully. Dusha trying to run it down. Take most of the time off this clock. Little slip there. It's out to Dangakoto. It's going to need to go in. Has to fire up. Misses everything, and that will be a shot clock violation before time expired, so it'll be a Manchester ball. There's only 0.1 on the clock. They're just going to roll it in probably. And that will do it for the third quarter, where the Manchester Giants lead 52 points to 57, despite the three-point fireworks from Mason Faulkner here in the third quarter. 3 in a row, but Plymouth with some work to do. We will have the fourth quarter here from the Plymouth Pavilions right after this break.
Everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky is the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Anytime they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I fail once to stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my stay on your feet, never been put on a poster. You're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the culture.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win! Oh! Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
Can you believe it?
We are British basketball.
Ten minutes to play here at the Plymouth Pavilions. Two teams looking for their first British Basketball League win of the season. It's Manchester on the high side of it, leading by 5. And with possession of the ball to start the fourth quarter, Daniel Routledge and former Plymouth legend. Well, you're still a Plymouth legend, Ant Rowe.
Yeah, you weren't even questioning yourself when you announced it, Dan.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Man whose face, oh goodness me. Just ran into Lewis there. It was because the shot clock was low. He thought it had to go up. And Faulkner dived out at it and just ran over Lewis.
Oh, so frustrating as well. For as good as a game Faulkner's had, that's a inexcusable foul. Literally a couple ticks left of there being a 24-second shot clock.
Well, just to give Ant his full legend status, his face used to adorn the side of this building.
It did.
In fact, I remember coming to a game here once where your face was not only on the side of the building, but on the side of the team bus that you arrived on, Ant.
Yeah, 2 different
That's how
teams.
big time you are.
All of these are past tense, Dan.
Yeah.
Used to.
Yeah.
You were. Goodness me.
It's Dangakodo in the corner for 3. Plymouth could do with a bit more of that Mason Faulkner juice going on right now as they're struggling for a little bit of offense here.
Yeah, they are, and all it's going to take is, one play to get the crowd involved as well. And that's one thing about this arena is that things can change in a hurry just because of the energy it can generate.
Well, some shocking defensive rebounding there for Plymouth, and they're going to get the call against them here on the possession as well, and Faulkner can't quite believe it.
The expression tells the story there. He's not convinced. But Plymouth are the team that have to react. They have to be more urgent here because they're the team trailing by 7. And
shot clock getting low. Neil, dribble, needs to shoot, gets it away in time. Oh, it's stolen away. No, it's not. It's legally knocked loose by McNeil.
I don't know, Dan. McNeil's had a couple of those and he's been on the money with them. So, it's not a lot in it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
could have got away with it.
Borderline. But Plymouth needed it, and they need a score here. Can Joe Hart find it for them? Well, he dishes it off, but he was fouled first.
Great play there from Joe Hart. It's one of those ones where you don't want to hear the whistle because he was able to drag the defenders away, both of them. Robertin comes over, which would have left Johnson with an open dunk.
Third foul on Lewis. The one thing we touched on Joe Hart missing the whole of last season, but one thing that they did miss is that sort of veteran savvy that he brings. He's been around a long time, played at all levels. Obviously, there's an offensive foul called off the ball there on Noble.
Oh, excuse me, and that's the difference, isn't it? Noble, had the whistle not went, Noble gets a dunk, and perhaps his confidence goes, a little higher, and instead, it's a turnover for the City Patriots.
8 to play. Manchester by 7. Biggest advantage they've had in the whole game. is Robertin, throws his man on the floor and throws the ball through the hoop.
And he throws it down so ferociously.
Wow. I don't think anybody in the league dunks harder than Legend. Oh, great block. And Manchester come up with the rebound as well and a chance to run. Walsh is down court. And Hart does a good job there. He was outnumbered, but he wasn't beaten.
Excellent job. And Walsh has been uncharacteristically not brilliant in the open floor today. He's usually so good. You know, he's so he move with such conviction in the open floor. That one, when he's in between whether he was going to pass it or go to the rim himself.
Well, not quite had the minutes today that we've seen in the first couple of weeks, and maybe the rhythm isn't quite there for him. And a turnover again. Faulkner loses it, and Lewis will surely just lay it in nice and easy. And suddenly Manchester have a double-figure lead.
Wow, and that's happened too many times for the Patriots today. Those turnovers have been so costly.
Manchester never really got back, which, given it was a easy layup, 14 turnovers apiece and 14 points from those turnovers apiece. Wiley at the free throw line. First trip for him today to the strike. Plymouth haven't missed one yet.
I mean, both of these two teams are 0-2. And I can't help but assess both teams with mass amounts of potential. You know, I don't look at either of these teams thinking, oh, goodness me, you know, there's no hope. You know,
yeah.
You know, both teams have got individuals that could really do well in this league.
Well, he'll get another go because of a lane violation. The interesting one, he's missed it again. Anderson this time gets the rebound. As you look at the plus-minus numbers, it's been Plymouth's bench have been beaten by Manchester's bench quite handily.
Wow.
Plymouth starters are, broadly speaking, all in the positive numbers. Atwood's a -5, but the rest of them are not. And you can see in the bench scoring there, Manchester with 24 points off the bench, led by 10 from McNeil.
Yeah, McNeil's been very good. But obviously off the bench as well, you've got Robertin and Nick Lewis with, you know, mass amounts of British Basketball League experience. That's something that the Patriots are lacking.
Lewis, time ticking down on the offense here for Manchester. Anderson spinning for some room and spinning it in off the glass.
Well, we saw him miss a wide open layup, and then we witnessed him do something like that. Incredible finish. I think the accomplishment to stay on his feet and not fall over was...
That will count, and a blocking foul is called. Taylor Johnson to the line for the and one.
Well, Taylor Johnson has been able to spark his team in spurts here today. Will that ignite another Plymouth City Patriots run? It's the one before. That's such a difficult play. And Johnson, how many times has he attacked the defense before the set up? Very good at identifying that.
Well, it's not been his best shooting game, Taylor Johnson, but he's certainly been active, as you say, attacking the rim relentlessly. And he's got 5 steals, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. So a potential 5-5-5 game here.
I always think it's a good sign as well when you've got a primary shooter.
Well, that's a lane violation. Roberta didn't get back out in time, so they'll take that again. Well, I don't know what Atwood's doing. He's stormed off like it's gone against him, but it's actually gone for his team.
Second lane violation for Legend Robertin today. One when he was shooting in the first half and a little bit too overeager.
Yeah. And Johnson, makes no mistake with the second attempt. Plymouth with 6.5 minutes to try and reel Manchester back in here. They're going to need to string a few stops together, that's for sure. Here's Harris. Stamley has it knocked away. Good hands again from Faulkner. Taylor Johnson out to Faulkner, corner 3, off the mark. Wiley keeps it alive for Plymouth. Hart steps into a 3, that's short. Taylor Johnson knocks the ball loose, and Plymouth able to recycle yet again, and this time there will be a foul called, and I think it's Lewis, and 2 free throws coming for the Plymouth City Patriots.
I don't know what Nick Lewis has done there. I think it's...
Well, I think it's been called on Robertin because Lewis was on 4 fouls and he's still out there. Well, the free throw line could be the way back in for Plymouth, given how well they've shot today. Harris dumping it off, Robertin underneath, and he goes through the foul, and a chance for an and 1.
That is an incredible play. Excellent bounce pass. Legend Robertin remains focused, a little deflection, but good enough hands to catch it, and that's a good finish. Well, he's starting to be a difference maker here without scoring the basketball. We've seen a few plays now where he's just taken up attention and space inside, which has allowed his teammates to come and snag offensive rebounds.
Well, they get an offensive rebound off his missed free throw. That's not a travel. All of the players screaming for a travel. It's not a travel if you fall to the ground like that. It's a travel if you get back up, but it's not a travel if you just fall like that. And in the end, it's a hell ball and the possession arrow.
There's the rookie of the British Basketball League. You see him trying to call a timeout when he was on the floor, and you see Jamel Anderson, the seasoned veteran, coming over and explaining to him you can't call a timeout.
Well, it happened in the Patriots game last week. A Leicester player tried to call a timeout. So him falling over, his feet have gone up. It's not a travel, but yeah, you're right. He's going timeout, timeout. Welcome to FIBA basketball, young man.
I don't understand what's the deal there. You know, when you get new American import players, if I'm a coach, I'm saying, okay, we drive on the left side of the road here.
Yeah.
You cannot call timeouts in open play as a player.
If you're used to it, it's an instinct thing, isn't it? You've fallen over, it takes a little while to get out. It's like when you go on holiday, you must have occasionally driven on the wrong side of the road, Anne.
Well, I'm laminating a binder and I'm giving it to my import players. And these are the do's and the don'ts while living in the UK.
Here's Hart. That's why you didn't go into coaching, is it, Ant? Here's Dusha having to fire up late in the shot clock. And Taylor Johnson with the offensive rebound.
Wow, it's a big one. He just came in there and snatched it away from 7'1".
And they get some points from it as Wiley goes down the lane.
They're giving themselves a lifeline here, Dan. You know, these little plays here, they're chipping away. Plenty of time left.
They need a few stops to go with these scores. Down 7. Oh, nearly do. Yes, they do get a stop. Taylor Johnson, transition 3 is good! And Plymouth have cut it down to a 4-point game with 4:23 to go. This one right in the balance. Manchester had led by 12. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back after this.
knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Your step high is achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out of clock. I fail what's gonna stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, what you learn? How many years been working for my you're a step like roller coaster. This one right here for the coach. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places that never been. We go higher, no stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Welcome back to the pavilions, the Plymouth fans. Well, they've bought the ticket for the whole seat. They're on the edge of it at the minute as their team are trying to pull themselves back into this game. Led by as many as 11, trailed by 12. 4 points down with 4 to play.
Well, I'm incredibly biased, having sat there many a time, but this place does ignite mass amounts of energy. Can that propel this City Patriots team on here to a home win?
A lot of energy at both the Sports Park and the SGS Arena tomorrow for our double header on a Saturday, finishing off with Bristol against Leicester at 8 o'clock. We're at Surrey from 5 o'clock. Join and to myself for those two. Here's a chance to cut it to 1. Taylor Johnson 3. He was a good box out, and then you wonder if anybody was going to rebound the ball. Skip pass to Lewis. You don't want to sag too far off him, and he shushes the crowd.
That's an excellent skip pass. And Nick Lewis, he loves being the villain. He always relished the opportunity to silence a crowd, or even more so, collect those boos.
And a couple of empty possessions for Plymouth.
Yeah, disastrous response out of that timeout for the City Patriots.
Kicked out, space for Harris in the corner off the mark. Plymouth come down with it, got stops, but you need to compound them with scores, and they do get a quick score. That was better. Atwood on the end of it.
Again, it's Taylor. Taylor Johnson pushing the basketball.
TJ Atwood called for the foul. It's not a very commentator-friendly team when you've got 2 Johnsons. One of them you could abbreviate to TJ, but then they've already got a TJ. 2:30 left to go. Plymouth trailing by 5. Timeout on the floor. And you just kind of wonder whether they've quite got enough offense, Plymouth. 2.5 minutes, they've got to... This is the thing, I mean, Nicholas Lewis has been in the league a long time. You know you can't be a step off him, particularly in a time like this, because as you say, he loves a bit of that.
He does.
Calm it down.
It's a great skip pass as well. But no, you're right, Dan. These are the details as well that are a difference between winning and losing a game, right? And, you know, this is a opportunity here for the Plymouth City Patriots to play at home and face a Manchester Giants team that are not fully, you know, formed in their own identity as well. But look, we talk about this like it's a foregone conclusion. There's still 2.5 minutes left, and you say you don't know if Plymouth can muster enough points here. You know, we've seen Faulkner hit three threes in a row. You know, all it takes is for, you know, Taylor Johnson to catch fire again. You know, the crazier things can happen in the closing moments of a basketball game.
Don't forget, you can keep up with all of the highlights on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, give us a like while you're there, and catch up with all that is going on around the league on Inside the Paint. Anderson going to the free throw line. A couple of important free throws for the Manchester Giants, who've been pretty poor from the free throw line this evening, just 50%. But Anderson knocks that one down to maintain his perfection of 5 of 5.
And another excellent game there from Jamal Anderson. Next free throw take him to 17 points personal.
And pushing the lead to 3 shots. 7 points, Manchester's advantage. Faulkner with Anderson for company.
Look at that pressure.
Oh, it's a good pass out of it, though, and a lay-in from Taylor Johnson.
Oh, he's done excellent there to penetrate, embracing that pressure. Nice finish.
That's an offensive screen, illegal screen, sorry, on Lawton. And that's his 5th personal foul, and he's out of the game. It's not a great way to foul out. He's had a decent contribution in between the foul trouble that he's had.
Yeah, his stats won't jump off at the page necessarily, but he's had some big momentum plays, and as you say, Dan, I think he can be a really good piece to this Giants team, but that one is not a great foul. Poor screen.
I thought for a second, he did lose it out of bounds. I was about to say, I thought for a second that DeAndre Johnson was going to step out of bounds, but I think he actually bounced it out of bounds.
Just odd play from Johnson there. It just seemed very casual. You know, there's a minute and 42 seconds left. You're in a 5-point game. There just seemed to be a lack of urgency or conviction in that play. Very odd.
And this is kind of why I was wondering if they've got enough offense, even though they're only down 5, because they have too many plays where they come up with nothing like that. Manchester trying to run some time, and that pass is above Robertin and out of bounds. That's not a great turnover either.
Well, it's kind of in this situation now, who makes the less errors gets out of here with a win, because both teams are causing themselves issues with their decision making.
Well, Manchester still have the cushion of a 5-point lead. Dusha trying to eat into that. Steps underneath, off the glass. Beautiful play from LVC Dusha.
Such a good move there, and you forget how controlled he is, and you ask yourself, you know, why has there not been more shots created for him, getting in those danger areas? You know, 11 points a game last year for him. Standout year.
Great block. No way past Atwood as he throws it out.
He looked like he enjoyed that one too. Harris trying to slither through. Atwood says no.
They need a stop here, Plymouth. There's going to be a timeout call first. 52.5 seconds left in this first half, in this 4th quarter even. 6 seconds on the shot clock for Manchester to come up with a play here.
Well, when you wonder which way they're going to go, they've had a couple players step up in moments here, but it has to be another wave of resistance here from the Plymouth City Patriots.
Well, if ever they needed a stop in this game, this is the one here. A stop gives them a chance to come back the other way and a potential to tie the game. That's what Paul James will be saying. You can see just one basket separating them inside the final minute. Manchester first to break.
Sorry, and you wonder where they're going to go, Daniel. Only 2 players in double digits for the Giants this evening. Jamal Anderson with 18 and McNeil with 10. You know, other players have contributed, but it's, you know, by no means, excuse me, been, you know, free-flowing offense from anyone else in the Giants jersey.
End line ball. Get it into Robertson, trying to bully his way to the basket. He goes through the contact, and he's too strong with the finish. What an important play that is for legend Robertson.
The out of bounds was designed to get their 7'1" center of the ball in a dangerous area. Look at that, look how deep he is. Plymouth City Patriots cannot allow that. And legend Robertson with a strong finish shows the fans at the Plymouth Pavilions the flex that we've seen multiple times already this year.
Well, he's off the mark from the free throw line, but the 2 points was really all Manchester needed out of that play. Johnson for three, misses it. Lewis with the rebound. And Plymouth in foul mode. They're going to play defense one more time. Looks like they're going to play defense. Lewis will be wise to run some clock here. Oh, you don't really want to lose 14 seconds and then commit a foul.
No, you do not. It's stick or twist, isn't it? You don't want to do a hybrid and go in between.
Well, if Nick Lewis sinks both of these, it'll probably sink the Patriots, because it'll move it to 3 shots. He does make the first. Double figures now for Lewis.
Well, his experience has really shone through, isn't it, Nick Lewis?
Yeah.
Many years at the Sheffield Sharks.
Oh, he's missed the second, though. Still a window of opportunity for Plymouth. They need 2 threes. Can Faulkner find one here? He steps back, and he hits! What a shot, Mason Faulkner! Now they need a foul, and they get one.
Wow. Well, it was chaos, wasn't it? Mason Faulkner was the only one. Ball in his hands. Found a little pocket there where it was open.
Well, Nick Lewis, who just made 2, needs 1 here. He's not the greatest free throw shooter, given how good he is from 3-point range.
Well, he just split, didn't he, his last trip to the free throw line?
He makes the first. That's the important one. In some way, if you're going to miss the second, because you've got a chance of an offensive rebound. And he does miss the second. They don't get it. Plymouth need a quick score. It's got to go up quickly. 3 or 2, doesn't matter. Ooh, he's done really well to get a shot away there.
Yes.
Johnson, if he'd squeezed that one in, he might have a chance for a 3-point play, but he will shoot 2.
He's brilliant at that, Johnson. Just attacking.
Well, you wonder, 8.8 seconds to go. You've got to make the first one for sure. Are we into deliberate miss on the second one territory, or is it?
No, I don't think so. I think you convert both of these here. And remember, you've still got the... excuse me, Manchester's still got to inbound the basketball, so you can go high pressure there, denial, and then when they inbound it, you know, the last couple trips for the Giants haven't been successful in terms of free throw shooting, splitting both trips.
Oh, he has missed. It wasn't deliberately. And, well, if they could have come up with an offensive rebound, but the foul was called. Lewis playing up to the pantomime villain with the home fans, I think that's fair to say. 73-76, but there will be 2 free throws coming. 73-76, and it's your time. We got 7.1 seconds to go. Game not quite over, but almost. Who's your player of the game, Ant?
Well, game's not over, but he has done enough and some. Jamal Anderson, for me, has been incredible. Most valuable player, 18 points, 8 rebounds, and a lot of good decisions in a game full of chaos and mayhem.
Well, he's got a chance to ice the game from the free throw line for the Manchester Giants. They need one more free throw, really. And then there probably won't quite be enough time for Plymouth to make 2 scores. And that's what you get with veteran experience, is a guy making big plays when you need them.
Exactly, yeah. And he's been the difference. As I say, this game's been very young, rookie-like game. We've seen multiple errors, mentally and physically too. We've saw the odd, collection of errors and turnovers, but Anderson has been that spark, and he hasn't had a perfect game. It hasn't been without flaws or errors from him, but he's had the mental toughness to be able to correct some of those wrongs and make sure he's having a positive impact on the game.
Well, he's got a chance to ice it, really, from the free throw line. And there we go, never in doubt, 7 of 7. This to move himself to 20 points.
We'd already given him MVP, doesn't need to continue with his performance. You've done it, Jamal, you've put in a shift.
Just making sure he's on the winning. Oh, he's missed one. Plymouth with the rebound. Well, anything bar a 4-point play, you just don't commit a foul, and that will do it. The Manchester Giants have their first win of the season. They've come on the road. It's been a back and forth game, but it is the Manchester Giants who have outlasted the Plymouth City Patriots to win this game 73-77, a tight game. Both teams had their chances, but it was Manchester in the end who just had enough to see it home.
Yeah, and this was a 4-pointer for me. This was an absolute must-win for both teams, and I think Plymouth will be very disappointed. They'll look at this game and feel they had a number of opportunities. A stellar start from them. They got out to the blocks the quickest, but it's been Manchester Giants. This is a very impressive road win as well for Giants, and arguably, without their most talented player in William Lee, this is a type of win that can really unite a group. Big road win here for the Giants.
Well, let's look at it from a Plymouth point of view. They'll look back and go, we were 8 of 33 from the 3-point line. A lot of 3-point misses there. They did offensively rebound pretty well, but probably too many turnovers as well to win at home, but some stuff that PJ will look at that they can clean up.
Yeah, I think you're right in that summary, Dan. 15 turnovers. It seemed like a lot more than just that for the Patriots. There's a number of errors in there, but when you shoot that many volume threes, you've got to clock a higher percentage.
And from Manchester's point of view, they'll look at the 20 turnovers as something to clean up, the 12 missed free throws. This game could have been a lot more comfortable if they'd shot the ball reasonably from the free throw line.
Which is encouraging for Giants, because you go and do that and you still pick up a road win.
Yeah, very encouraging for Manchester as they get their first victory on the board, and now it's about building. It's a difficult start. They had Caledonia and London at home. They've now got a win on the board, and they can build on this. We don't know quite how long William Lee's out, but a chance for them to build.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need that win to get you off the mark. Confidence as well, and as you say, they've got a lot of rookies and a lot of players that haven't played in this league before, so it's important for them to get that win under their belts.
Well, confirmation of the victory here. Tight one in Newcastle. You can flip over on the British Basketball League YouTube to watch the closing 4 minutes of that one. Tomorrow, a double-header. Surrey against Sheffield at 5 o'clock, and then Bristol against Leicester at 8 o'clock. And 2 more games coming on Sunday. Plymouth back in action against Sheffield, whilst London head to the northwest to take on the Cheshire Phoenix. And as the players warm down and get themselves ready for the next encounter of British Basketball League, we will leave you. For Ant Rowe, I'm Daniel Ratledge. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.